Welcome to Thai Professional Introductions. My name is Lawrence Lynch and this is my wife Tappany.
สวัสดีค่ะ
These are my hard-working staff who look after all operations when Tappany and myself are in England. Let me guide you through our informal, relaxed Bangkok office, which is our centre of operations for gentlemen worldwide to meet decent, single, marriage-minded Thai ladies. There's a lady over here, Pam, for example, who met through her husband through our service, who is now, in a few weeks, going to be with her husband in New York. We operate a busy office assisting international clients from all over the world. There's always something to be done. We're interviewing and processing new prospective lady members, conducting client and lady interviews, dealing with translation and visa application processing, organising wedding ceremonies, marriage registrations, hotel bookings, embassy visits, etc. When describing our comprehensive service, I always tell my clients to think of the analogy of an iceberg, where the only part that you see is 1/7 of the total of the iceberg. At Thai Professional, there's always many unseen tasks that are taking place in the background, thus ensuring a smooth transition for each lady and gentleman from single status to ultimate marital bliss. We are here for clients at every single step of the way. These are my hard-working staff who look after all operations when Tappany and myself are in England. I'm sitting here with Pam. Good morning, Pam, who's very kindly agreed to answer a few questions, telling her a little bit of her experiences and what led her to think about going down this direction to find a Western man. Can I ask you the first thing, and that is, why did you decide that you wanted to meet and marry a Western man?
because Western man is good man and good take care and
Not a butterfly.
not butterfly yes. and good love family.
Responsible man, in other words. Yeah. Can I ask you, why did you decide to enroll with Thai Professional Introductions?
Because my friend use TPI, they happy with new husband, and I want the same
For you?
for me. Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about the day you met your husband in our office? Can you remember the day you met him? How you felt? How did you feel?
Oh, I feel exciting to see him. And I thinking.
Was it love at first sight? You see him and think, oh yes, or are you
very happy,
very happy,
very exciting.
Very exciting. Yes. And are you looking forward to going to New York to be with your new American husband when you pass your visa?
Oh yes.
Oh yes. It won't be very long now.
Oh yes.
Quite soon. Everybody pass. I've never had a single failure.
Yes, I would like to
You will
have
pass?
Yes.
I've got to thank you very much indeed, Pam, for doing this short interview.
You're welcome.
It's very kind. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Here you can see some newly enrolled Thai ladies preparing for the ordeal of being filmed for our DVD and or website. At Thai Professional, we have new ladies enrolling virtually every day. Sometimes we have 6 or 7 on the one day, as has happened on the day this film has been made. As you can see from the website, there is certainly no shortage of ladies. From the ladies' perspective, it is a very competitive business. Every lady naturally wants to make the best impression that she possibly can. After all, first impressions count, but only has one chance to make a first impression. Gentlemen will initially make their initial lady selections directly from the website. When face-to-face meetings take place in Bangkok, it is a 50-50 selection process. Prior to that, however, the lady has to rely on her video performance to get her to the introduction starting gate. Here you can see some ladies who have arrived today, rehearsing for their video performance. It is often an amusing rehearsal, as you can see. They have to practice walking up and down whilst maintaining continual eye contact with the camera and not tripping over, and they have to try to look relaxed. Easier said than done, in order to prevent the whole thing looking like some sort of contrived hostage video. For some who are very shy, it is probably undertaken with the same mindset as if they were making a trip to the local dental surgery. For others, however, who are a little more outgoing, it can be an exciting, amusing and enjoyable experience. Indeed, it is a certain fact that often the prettiest ladies will never get photographed, videoed or make it to the website. Such ladies are often snapped up by clients who are physically present in our office even before they progress as far as being filmed. Although we have around 1,000 ladies featured on our website with short video clips, we have many hundreds more on our books whose particulars can be perused when the client is present in our Bangkok office. It is simply not a practical or economically viable proposition to feature all of the ladies on our website, as we only charge ladies a small fee to enrol. We do this as we like to be fair to decent ladies who often would not have the financial wherewithal to enrol if they were charged the inflated fees that many other Bangkok agencies like to charge.
What kind of people use your service, and what is their age range?
We've got a totally divergent demographic. We have gentlemen from all walks of life, from a council road sweeper to an English lord. We have all professions. I've had retired men, I've had a blind man, I've had a US judge, I've had you name it, we've had it. We have all ages of gentlemen, from the youngest I've ever had has been 25 and the oldest I've had has been 86. I would say, though, perhaps on average, the average age is perhaps about 45 to 55. But I have found in the 10 years that we've been trading since 97 that perhaps the average age of a gentleman has dropped significantly, whereas maybe back in 97 I found that the average man was maybe about sort of 55 or 60 or 65. I'm finding now that the average guy is, you know, maybe 10 or 15 years younger than that. I'm getting men, quite a lot of men coming to me now in their 40s, men who are 30s and even late 20s now. So the age is dropping. So it's a total demographic, and it's an ever-widening range of gentlemen's ages.
What are the principal reasons that gentlemen give you for choosing to seek a Thai wife?
I think there's general disillusionment with the Western dating scene and the women they meet from the average man who comes to me. That's what they say. They're sort of disillusioned with the kind of scene, and when they go dating, the attitude of the ladies that they meet. Perhaps many of the men come to me and they say they believe that the average woman perhaps has perhaps got a chip on her shoulder. This is their word a little bit, but I rather do agree with them. They often say that they're oversized and overbearing, and perhaps that their middle name should be, "What have you done for me lately?" Specifically their attitude towards long-term relationships and the tendency to rate a man perhaps on a point system, covering perhaps his job, salary, house, possessions, and perceived ability to fund a comfortable lifestyle for his partner. The belief that perhaps a large percentage of Western women are very much into disposable relationships, or worse still, just party animals out to meet, chew up a man and then spit him out when they are finished with him. Current statistics prove that there's now a higher percentage of Western men who are marriage-minded than Western women. It's almost as if the man is just regarded perhaps now as a fashion accessory who can be a financial provider and someone to give them a baby if they choose it. Mind you, even that's perhaps under threat now with the continual rise of sperm banks throughout the world. Also, men often will know another man, men will come to us perhaps because they know another man who has had a happy long-term relationship with a Thai lady, or perhaps they've been to Thailand and seen for themselves firsthand the charm and beauty of Thai ladies firsthand, but they want to come to meet a decent lady, and if they've been to Thailand before, they will know how difficult it is to meet a decent lady.
Why do you think so many Western men choose to use your service?
I think they want to be able to have everything done for them. They want to be able to fly to Thailand, meet the love of their life, and leave the rest to us. We basically provide a Rolls-Royce service for them. We do everything for them at every step of the way, from initial introductions right through until the final fruition when they're married and living in their home country.
Why do you think the Western press always adopts such a negative attitude to your kind of business?
Well, first of all, I would say to you, anybody who reads the press will know that bad news makes good sales of newspapers. At the end of the day, we have done innumerable positive TV and press appearances throughout the world, from all over the world, from the China News Daily, CNN, the BBC, Reuters, you name it. And there have, however, been many other interviews that have been jettisoned because when it got to the editorial stage, the editor would say, well, this is all very sugar-coated, and we want some sex, we want some controversy. Bad news sells papers and good news doesn't. And I feel that perhaps also the media is often run now by a lot of high-powered women who will perhaps inadvertently or maybe deep down, that rootedly, they are maybe sort of anti the whole idea of this perhaps anyway.
Why do clients who may have full internet access to Thai ladies via numerous chat lines, etc., still come to Thai Professional and use your service?
Well, I would answer this by saying you walk into an internet cafe in Bangkok and you can quite often on an evening see 3 or 4 or 5 ladies sitting there chatting to 4 different men at the same time in the cyber cafe. The guys come to us because they want to meet a lady about whom they can have a full background knowledge. They want to know what their motives, what their real scenario of their life is, if they're gainfully employed, what they're looking for, whether they're really married to a Thai man, whether they've got 6 kids and they're not telling them about it. They come to us because they can see beyond the futility of trying to have superficial relationships via pen pal or video conferencing when they really don't know who they're talking to and they don't know really what's going on at all. Some of these ladies on the internet are extremely adept professionals at actually hooking men, perhaps in almost the same way that men are hooked into by girls who work in hotels and bars when the guys go out. Guys come to us because they want to see the full picture. I would give the analogy of a cowboy western, if you like, where back in the old days, not now perhaps, back in the old days, maybe 30 years ago, they filmed the cowboy western and you see all the fronts of the building, but if you pan down behind the frontage of the building, you see there was nothing there, it's just like a cardboard cutout. We give the whole picture. They come to us to see the whole picture. They want to know what is going on. They want to have confidence. They want to meet a lady who they know is going to be gainfully employed and who's not just a professional con artist.
What makes Thai Professional service so unique?
I would say perhaps everything. I like to think that we go the extra mile. And at the end of the day, people, as I've reiterated what I said in the previous question, people come to us because they want to have an objective background information on the lady that they meet. They want to know the true scenario of what's going on. So they come to us to see the full picture, and we give it.
In Thailand, it is traditional when a Thai lady marries, whether to a Western or to a Thai, for a sinsot or dowry to be paid at the Buddhist wedding ceremony. What is your advice on this?
Well, if a Western or a Thai man marries a Thai lady, now when I say marry, I mean has a Thai Buddhist wedding ceremony, which is not a legal marriage. Whether every guy that eventually marries a Thai lady, whether he signs papers legally or not, will have a Buddhist wedding ceremony. And at that Buddhist wedding ceremony, I will refer you to the video that I've done already that you can see on the website and on Google Video. I show an example of a Buddhist wedding ceremony. And at that Buddhist wedding ceremony, you can see the sinsot, the dowry, is ritually being counted out in front of friends and family. It is traditional whether the groom is Thai or whether he is Western for a sinsot or dowry to be paid. Now, it's not so much the aspect of the money more often than not, it's an aspect of saving face. Because in Thailand and in the Far East generally, face is extremely important. If a lady gets married and there is no sinsot at all the family will look at her mother and father and laugh at them and think they think it's ridiculous and they think it's a bit of a joke. So the sinsot is traditional in Thailand for Thai men or Western men, but at the same time we try to instill into the ladies who join us that these men who use our service are genuine guys and they're happy to agree to embrace Eastern